can't decide whether pyro slimes taste... Race you!
What's the hurry? Dodge this! Cool it!
Oh? I didn't think I would see you here.
Are these two your friends?
Yes. We had the fortune of meeting not too long ago. They are quite a knowledgeable and talented pair. Traveler, we were just discussing the history of Rex Lapis.
This, good sir, seems not to appreciate the almighty power of the Lord of Geo. As a professional archaeologist, I'm inclined... We are discussing the whereabouts of the first Mora.
The first Mora?
As everyone knows, the Lord of Geo taught the ancient people of Liyue the craft of smelting, creating goods that allowed them to develop trade with the early nations of that time. Today, Liyue holds the sole right to cast Mora in the entire continent of Teyvat. The world's very first Mora should have been cast by the hands of the Lord of Geo himself thousands of years ago.
According to my research, as well as my own hypothesis, I believe that this coin of unique historical significance... For example, perhaps the Qixing who control the Liyue use it in some kind of unknown ceremony they hold when...
Oh, no. My research indicates that the first Mora coin is not... Mora is a catalyst. This we all know. Even today, Mora is used in the mystic. The world's first Mora would no doubt possess the strongest power. My next historical treatise will... That is, that the Lord of Geo used this original Mora as a catalyst to...
A dagger and a sword?
Well, buy the book when it comes out to read the full story. For now, I will only reveal this. The one who finds the dagger shall become supreme in Liyue.
I can't say I agree. Let us not speak of the authenticity of the dagger and sword first. But Mora and money came about. Rex Lapis just meant for Mora to serve as a catalyst for people to exchange and trade. The world's first Mora is probably just an ordinary coin created by Rex Lapis.
I think that Mr. Hanshua's hypothesis seems reasonable. Mr. Zhongli's argument, on the other.
No, I am not debating right or wrong.
Enough! Do you think you understand the Lord of Geo more than me?
I know but little about history, and I wouldn't dare to brag. But
Well then, answer me this. Long ago, when Liyue Harbor was being constructed, the Lord of Geo taught the people how to build houses. The model home.
That is correct, indeed.
Okay, then tell me. Why would the Lord of Geo do something so extravagant?
There's a simple explanation, really. To the god of wealth and commerce, what material is easier to get than Mora?
Oh.
I mean,
Excuse me, sir. I have some questions about archaeology. Can we find somewhere quiet to chat? I mean, if it's okay with you.
Oh, it's no problem at all. But may my friend accompany us? Perhaps they...
Of course. They can come if that's what pleases you, sir. Let's go.
Life is short, so eat, drink, and be merry.
What I'm about to say is a bit disrespectful of the Lord of Geo and would draw a lot of angry looks. So it's best to discuss this somewhere quiet. Your argument just now exhibited acuteness of speech and thought. Most importantly, you don't fall for the boasting and acting of the others. You remain objective. So I have a question for you. Perhaps you will answer differently from other scholars. Do you think that all the gods that the Geo are
Let's not analyze it in terms of good versus evil. Rex Lapis placed great importance on the integrity of contract.
Right! The Lord of Geo wouldn't kill the innocent.
But when I was doing some research, I learned about the legend of the god of salt, Havria, was a very kind god. But she encountered Morax used a rather underhanded trick to...
What? No way!
This bit of history...
Don't worry, please tell me what you know. This event, I've already...
No, it's just...
Over here, Mr. Zhongli. I've been looking for you. So you're over here all this time.
Put down your weapon and stay back. Otherwise,
First of all, I'm not holding a weapon. There's no need to overreact now. I'm simply an...
the Fatui say that every time.
But this time, I registered with the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. I could show you. I will be conducting an archaeological survey here, the results of which will all be shared with the... I heard that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor had a consultant named Zhang Li, with immense knowledge of ancient history and archaeology. So I paid Wangsheng Funeral Parlor...
So you mean to say that this is work for the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, yes? Well, since it's work, I don't have a choice.
Of course you would be such a reasonable man. Well then, let's head out now, shall we?
Wait, if you are studying archaeology, can I go too? I am also a scholar in this field, so I can help.
That will give us a chance to continue the topic we were just discussing. Oh, and you should tag along too. This experience may be of help to you on your future adventures. It is a story from before the rise of the Seven. Although the god of salt has already perished, it will still...
Wait, this is an archaeological expedition, not a tour group. That's too many people.
But this friend of mine has a treasure-finding talent, surpassed by no one. It will surely be of great help.
Oh? What talent?
If my friend espies a treasure chest, they will absolutely find a way to open it.
Hey, Paimon's good at that too.
Well, that is quite enticing. Well, let's go. There's no time to waste. When the Overlord of the Vortex was crushed by the Jade Chamber recently, an ancient artifact would be good. Traces of ancient activity would be great. But a piece of the god... This place looks so ordinary. Can we really find anything valuable here?
Huh? Paimon thinks it looks really grand.
I don't mean the scenery, but rather that there should be something out of the ordinary. A big battle did just occur in...
Guyan Stone Forest is actually the perfect place to be, if you wish to learn about the gods. Legend has it that Rex Lapis threw spears made of large rock into the sea here, piercing and crushing the overlord of the vortex. After many years of wind erosion, those stone spears have turned into the unique...
These mountains were the Lord of Geo...
What we see now is just the part of them that remains. The stone spears hurled by Rex Lapis, but due to the different angles they landed at, their large centers of mass, erosion by seawater. So besides wind erosion, the initial collapsing of the stone spears also...
Well, a god able to fight one so powerful as Rex Lapis was certainly...
Indeed. This is where the value lies in research. Most of the objects from that time were lost to the sea. But the gigantic waves created by the overlord of the vortex...
So you're saying that if we look carefully, we'll be able to get very, very rich... I mean, rich with archaeological knowledge and historical value, yes? Well, since we brought so many people, I think it would be best to...
Okay then. I will go with my friend here. Although I have a smattering of knowledge in...
Huh? Me?
What's the matter? This is your profession. Why are you so surprised?
I get it. I'll escort him then.
Okay. If we find anything valuable or rare, let's meet on the shore The ancient god probably left behind lots of elemental marks. Following them should make our search much easier.
Well, go ahead then. Use your elemental sight to look for any marks. Boba, get them!
Dodge this!
Windblade! Be gone!
Cool it! Don't get frostbite.
Nice and spicy!
Dodge this!
I'll protect us. Why are there enemies here?
Guyan Stone Forest is a place where a god was defeated, and its remnants still affect the area to this day.
Windblade!
Cool it! Oh, so sorry.
together here. But why?
See that object in the center? Perhaps it emits the remnant strength of the god. That would certainly attract them. But the hydro-mimic monsters... I have a contract and must put my personal feelings aside. Go ahead, defeat them, and recover the relic.
Cool it! Windblade! Prepare to be blown away!
Don't get frostbite.
Freeze! It's just a stone slab. But its design is quite unique. This should be enough to garner some information. Let's head back.
You call yourself a scholar of archaeology? You can't even recognize this or that. What are you good for?
We all have our areas of expertise. I already...
Oh, stop arguing! What in the world?
This girl just keeps bragging about how she's an archaeologist, but she doesn't even know anything about the surrounding... She left me to rely solely on guessing, experience, to find anything valuable to take back. Ugh.
I've just been researching the god of salt, so I'm not familiar with sea relics. Is that so? And you? You kept asking about how much Mora everything is worth.
I mean, isn't measuring their value in Mora the easiest way?
Now, calm down. No need to make a fuss. We were... Oh, what a shame. These objects were indeed washed ashore by the Overlord of the Vortice. The stone slab we found, however, has a mysterious pattern and faint aura of divine...
Quick, give it to me. At least we didn't come for nothing. Oh, but these other objects are certainly worth a little something, right? It should be enough to cover the cost of hiring you.
So, it's only valuable for research if there are remnants of...
Not at all. My quest to uncover the history of the god of salt is because history can tell us about... But you? You're just trying to use archaeology...
Nonsense! I'm a professional archaeology researcher from Snezhnaya. I swear, if I'm lying, may the Lord of Geo strike me down.
Oh, by the way, you probably don't...
Oh? Why's that?
That's not an ancient teacup. It's part of Ningguang's collection. It must have fallen here along with the Jade Chamber.
Ah, I see. What is she...
See? You do want to sell these objects!
What? So what? Why can't I pursue wealth both intellectual and... All right, then. No need to stay here any longer.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Right, man.
Dodge this!
Let the show begin. Go, Barbara, go! Nice and spicy.
Cool it! Oh, so sorry.
You're toast! Help! are going so smoothly today.
I heard that Sal Flore was once the home of the god of salt's people. Therefore...
According to legend, the people of the god of salt, Havria, enjoyed prosperous lives, but this legend has been around for ages. With the countless scrap collectors and treasure hoarders in the area, there probably aren't many valuable...
Oh, good. That's just great. If I knew it was picked this clean before, I wouldn't have come.
About that, I know there's a ruin deep in this cave here. It's related to the god of salt, which is actually how the area originally... However, the ruin entrance has been sealed by a mysterious power. No, but I found a mechanism that seemed to be related to the seal, but when So at the moment, the seal's origin and how to break it are very important topics in my research on the god of salt. I don't know, there's no concrete evidence, but I'm pretty sure the seal is meant to hide some kind... The god of salt was a benevolent god, adored by the people, not to mention powerful. So, the one who wants to hide some truth is very possibly her killer, Morak.
This doesn't sound like something the Lord of Geo would...
Who cares about all that? It sounds like countless treasures of the god of salt lie within this...
You weren't listening at all, were you? Ugh. Even if there's a mountain of treasures inside, nobody can get in if the seal is...
Ah, but we have the illustrious Mr. Zhongli with us. He looks like he knows just about everything. A little...
This seal seems to be quite ancient. Even Mr. Zhongli may not...
I may know something about it.
What?
Over the years, I've heard various rumors with bits of knowledge about seals. Let's go take a look at the mechanism Miss Wanyan just mentioned.
Okay, since Mr. Zhongli says so, follow me then. Here it is. There's some debris scattered here that, when put together, look like they definitely had to do with the god of salt. According to the inscription on the side, if one looks from a certain... See that? Although we activated the mechanism, nothing happened to the seal.
That's because there's actually another mechanism that must be activated.
Another?
Let me lead the way from here.
This place seems familiar. Huh, I remember. I think there's some elemental... When I investigated the seal last time, I had someone with a vision, but when we lit up all the elemental monuments...
That's because you don't just need to activate them at the same time. But the secret to this puzzle is hidden in the legends about the Archon War. Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north. All desolate and devoid of life. Liyue is vast, yet even one haven is hard to...
To the north, to the east, do the people of Liyue all...
I think I've heard this saying before.
Certainly you have. And the to provide a haven for her people, whose lives had been ravaged by the Archon. At that time, with the chaotic fires of war engulfing the... And that haven she eventually found is right here.
How sad then. In the end,
Okay, enough with these ancient stories. Now that we have the clue, hurry up and break the seal. Whatever...
Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north. With this clue, you should be able to solve the puzzle.
Let's dance!
Cool it!
Windblade!
Oh, you're taking... Oh my. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock, right? Hup, hup.
Look! The seal really was broken! Mr. Zhongli is indeed quite remarkable.
It was nothing, really. Now, it's time that people learn the hidden truth lost to time. Before entering the ruin, I have a proposal that will help us prevent the kind of senseless arguing between...
Okay. What is it?
I propose you to agree upon a contract, stipulating that we alternate who gets claim to each treasure we encounter. With only one to show my sincerity, I won't be taking any treasure. This...
Hey! Don't pass an opportunity like this up so easily!
I don't agree. I mean, you want me to split the treasure with this
I don't agree either. He will only defile the precious relics left behind by the...
Well then, if the contract is not agreed upon, you will have to rely on your own experience to find whatever treasures are hidden in this ruin.
You have the audacity to demand this. Okay then. Even half of the treasure...
If you want me to agree upon this contract, so be it. If we discover the truth behind the God of Salt, you must judge it fairly.
I can accept this arrangement. Well then,
Are these... statues?
no. These are people.
Duh.
They were probably followers of the God of Salt.
How did they become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin? at this! It's filled halfway with salt.
Just looks like a fancy salt holder. Seems like the god of salt was a god lacking.
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full.
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out, the amount inside won't change?
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt.
Finally, after all that effort, I've found pressure. I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000 bags. I can sell.
Hey! How can you use a relic of the god of salt for such—
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong to Miss...
Of course, as we agreed. But how can anything be worth more?
Since we have a contract.
Then let's move on, shall we?
Dodge this!
Come a little closer. Hup. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. Come a little closer.
Quake!
Just a simple ruler. It doesn't look to be.
This, if I remember correctly.
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued... When you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt. Much like a rock. The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt will appear. It is a...
What? That's even better than the salt chalice!
Well then, according to our contract, the salt ruler goes to Miss Wanyan.
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized this entire expedition. Why should I get the short? And this girl has been useless! Why would she get anything?
Oh boy, here we go again.
So you are saying you want to break the contract?
So what if I break it? Now that I've seen how the mechanisms in this ruin work, I no longer... Let's not forget who hired who here. Why should...
Because you agreed to a... Rex Lapis once said, ones who break their
That is one of your Liyue gods.
will suffer the wrath of the...
This is order.
Freeze!
Windblade.
Prepare yourself.
Yep. Hup. Here.
Dodge this!
Eat this.
You're in for a little.
I shall confiscate your treasure as well. You are not worthy to continue any further into the ruin.
Oh, darn you!
Some archaeological survey. Yeah, good thing Paimon can smell.
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes. But besides greed, there are when people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to... I think we should be honest with each other now.
Huh? Be honest about...
That in truth, not a single
Why do you say that?
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge, and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. You aren't interested in archaeology or relics. I believe those legends about the god of salt that you mentioned on the Pearl Gap...
Okay, that's enough. Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge and talents. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. I come from one of our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago. when the Archon War engulfed the land in chaos.
Oh, right! Now that you mention it, the people...
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left. We hate him! But this is... So I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has blood on his hands and... We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on, didn't we, Mr. Zhongli? You must...
Naturally, of course. But I must add, come with me. All the answers you seek.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
She gone!
Rise! Freeze!
I will have order!
Crumble!
Windblade!
What's the hurry? This moment will be frozen in time.
Rise!
Prepare to be blown away!
Dodge this!
Order guide you!
Cool it!
This is... a sword? Aha! It's a broken sword! This is proof! This proves that the god of salt had to fight back! Fight back against the evil Morak! The power of this sword surely is much greater than that of the salt chalice. If we can repair the sword, then we can show the world the mighty power of the god of salt!
It does look like something left behind.
2 pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective, these are 2 separate relics.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure, true. But Clement is no longer here.
Yes, but the only 1 object per claim clause still holds true. You cannot take 2 relics at the same time.
This logic!
Zhongli, she seems like a good person.
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide. If the contract...
No! If I only take 1/2, then it can't be repaired, and the power of the god of salt cannot be restored. No matter what, I must be faithful to her. Even if it breaks the contract, I don't care.
So you are already decided?
Zhongli!
That is to say, you consign your...
That's okay. The god of salt gave up her life to protect... Punish me however you want. Just let me take this proof of my...
No, you can't hit her!
Perhaps that punishment would be easier for her as punishment.
Huh? The truth? You mean...
Yes. The truth that I'm afraid to say that the god of salt, Havria, rather she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it...
What?
During the Archon War, the gods of this world used all their strength and cunning, but Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, However, during such a long war, after making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands, until only one small haven remained.
No. No!
In her last days, she had not even a single blade to defend her people with.
Not even a single blade?
This sword is not a relic belonging to the god of salt, but is instead
Murder weapon? No! That's not true! That can't be true!
as I said before.
Preposterous! You are a follower of Morax! Don't...
Hey! Come back!
It is a punishment after all. I did not want to tell. Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There, I fear, we will find something that will leave her no choice.
Are these statue thingies running? What will we find ahead?
Salt and betrayal.
What are all these? What did they see? What happened?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond this door will show you all. This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated, leaving nothing but these traces of salt. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, the Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of consigning her to the agony,
What about these statues?
no matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth, those who could not flee, those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants and lived in terror, so they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword. But they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted...
This must be a lie. A false hiss! Don't you dare try to shake my faith!
Yikes. Zhongli didn't show any...
This is the price she must pay. Yet, judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately, indeed, in ages past, have faith in a god who has already passed will do you no good. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax also. All right then. Now...
Huh? What do you want to do?
Treading old ground. Tell it, one cannot help but be reminded.
frostbite.
Now, I mentioned before that many gods of old have been sealed beneath the Guya. The Adepti have presently handed Liyue over to mortals, and Havria's time was even further in the past. To leave them here is to let them slumber. And it is also a homecoming. I ended an era with my own two hands. History records, but history may be changed. This incident proved that. I need to find a better way of recording history in order to engrave its truth. Stone carvings were one such ancient method, but unchanging stone.
Zhongli.
Therefore, I thought of you, traveler. You are one who crosses the celestial atlas, and who passes through countless worlds. If, as long as a traveler like you is able to record what happened, then a backup of sorts will exist for times.
Sounds like tough work.
Now then, it is time that we consigned both the salt.
Huh? Why do we need to throw them into the sea?
As I said before, this is the place to which this includes Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who the Jade Chamber most recently. Thousands of years ago, the Adepti and I fought against the turmoil that plagued every corner of this land. Guyan Stone Forest, where I sealed many gods with my spears. After so long, naught but folk tales remain. Osial, you and I were foes, but our ancient grudge is but a bygone memory now. May that which Havria has left behind be yours to subsume. And thus another spark of divinity departs from Liyue. My legacy shall now be left to those who come after to debate.